Found out about this? How have you managed to get this flight? What help have you been getting?
So not a huge amount of help, to be honest. I mean, like I said, I think the general consensus of all of the hotel staff, of everything we've seen online, is stay put, and obviously that is sensible, and I wouldn't kind of at mass scale suggest to do otherwise. But it felt like we had to do something. We had to be proactive because of the reasons I mentioned before, and then getting information has just been going on the social media, looking at mainstream media, speaking to as many people as I know in the region, and just trying to get a sense of how they feel about this and what the options are. And then ultimately, we were seeing that there were a lot of people. There were people in our hotel on one of the very early days, I think maybe even Saturday evening or Sunday morning, who did the trip to Oman. This was a group from Italy, and they reported back that it had gone well, and they wound up in, I think they went back to Italy via Addis Ababa. So it felt like, well, that's a route option that we have, and we have it in our back pocket. And then we just continue to kind of keep our eye on how things are unfolding and whether that was going to be viable for us. Look,
good luck, Jake. Maybe when you do get back, get in touch with us. Let us know how the journey's gone, and if you're speaking to people on the way. I mean, this is how we're going to find out how people are doing where you are. But I wish you well with the journey back. Safe flight tomorrow on Thursday.
Thank you very much.
So that's Jake. Let's talk to BBC presenter Luke Deal, who has also been in Dubai. He was stranded there after his flight home on Monday was cancelled. Luke, hello.
Naga, hello, how are you?
Yeah, well, I'm safe and sound in the UK at the moment. That's how it feels. How are you?
Well, I'm sitting on my balcony here in the hotel on the Palm, looking at the wonderful Atlantis hotel that stands prominent at the top of the Palm in glorious sunshine. It's lovely, but I have to admit, within the last half hour, we've just learned that our second flight that we were booked on to go out of here back to London Gatwick in the early hours of tomorrow morning has been cancelled. So we're sort of, again, in limbo because we've got to make arrangements with the hotel to extend our stay. And, of course, the extension is probably going to cost a lot more than the actual holiday itself.
Indeed. In terms of, I was just asking Jake, who's travelling on his way to Oman to get back, what kind of advice, help are you receiving as a Brit out there?
Well, we've obviously signed up to the government thing that they told us to sign up to let them know that we're out here at the weekend. I mean, we've been liaising with Emirates, the airline that we're flying with. We've been liaising with the tour operator. But everything seems to be changing sort of every day. So it's a question that we've just got to sit back and be patient, because at the end of the day, there's really nothing that we can do. And again, the airline operators are obviously in limbo, because they certainly don't want to put aircraft for the passengers up in those skies. I mean, I've been watching flight radar over the last sort of 24 hours or so. I mean, there was an A380 that took off from Dubai International Airport this morning back to London Heathrow, which is due to land in the next hour or so. But that seems to be the only flight that I've seen from Dubai Airport going back to the UK. So at the moment, whoever's on that is very lucky. But as far as we're concerned, and the people staying in this hotel that we're also due to fly back, we have absolutely no idea when that will be.
And obviously, this isn't a situation where you can one can, scream at the skies or scream at the airlines, because it is a fluid situation and there is a conflict. Luke, stay safe. Keep us up to date with what's happening, and good luck with the journey back when it happens.
Great, Naga, thank you.
It is 19 minutes past 12. So President Trump has said that the United States has a virtually unlimited supply of weapons, and said the conflict could go on for some time.
Right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that.
He's also written on social media saying, the United States munitions stockpiles have, at the medium and upper medium grade, never been higher or better. He's staking his claim. He's making clear that he believes, and telling the United States and the world, that it has the capability to continue fighting. No weakness.
And 2028, and 1.5% in both 2029 and 2030.
I mean, Rupert, I've got two questions, and Claire, feel free to jump in. I love economics. It's been part of my career. I've been a financial journalist, and I always pay great attention to it. I am genuinely interested. Right? I will read the nerdy pages in the papers that everyone leaves behind. That is all fine. However, what I will ask is, why should I care about the OBR forecasts now in the time of such uncertainty? And when I hear 1.5% GDP growth, doesn't sound particularly strong to me. And also, because of all these headwinds, as the phrase is often used, I mean, doesn't this just seem like a tick box exercise, this spring statement, Rupert?
Well, look, I think it's important that you do have forecasts and that they are independent. So I think that the world gives the UK quite a lot of credibility because we have this framework where an independent body produces forecasts, the government can't fiddle the figures.
Yeah, sorry, let me correct myself. It's not about whether the OBR should be there, absolutely not. It's about
what I'm saying is, no, but I totally take your point that, look, in the end, these are just forecasts, and particularly with events that are happening, they could very quickly be out of date, although, we should keep stressing this is very early days. But you have to do the forecast to give some idea. I think the big picture you pointed out is the most important one, which is these numbers are still very low by historical standards. And really the big debate we should be having is what the government can do to get these growth figures up higher. Even 1.1% growth this year, that's down, rising to 1.5% in the years ahead. It's still pretty lackluster. And so you're totally right that that's really the big picture. I mean, I think Rachel Reeves will be relieved that she had a bit of good news today to kind of get through the day. Deficit slightly lower, a bit more headroom. But the big picture is still a very tricky one with low growth, a lot of spending pressures coming down the line on things like defence, potentially energy. So yes, those big debates are the ones we should be having, not focusing on the small print of what exactly was the OBR forecast. You're right.
Equally, on the flip side, it's her job to give the spring statement. So if she wasn't, there would be a lot of criticism. Claire, I mean, I'm not saying how seriously do we take this. I'm just I suppose I'm asking, how much does this spring statement matter at this moment in time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it matters because if you contrast it with